Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Jean, and in
And
the
I'm
next scene,
Kelly.
yeah, that's Kelly. So welcome back to Jelly S.O.S. And Kelly, by the way, I figured out which screen we should bump. I think it's here. So I think you need to
And
bump.
for me,
You need to bump. Yeah, I guess so. Let's try. Okay. Yeah. If that doesn't work, let's try the other side. Like ready? 1, 2, 3. Kelly, high five. Okay, forget it. But anyway, we're having a lot of fun with Zoom, given that now we have to do our Jelly S.O.S. Episodes on Zoom call. Like, not like when we could like sit next to each other and like have a conversation, right, Kelly? Feels totally
yeah,
different.
I'm looking forward to the end of this circuit breaker.
Yeah, that's the challenge. Like in Singapore, we call it a circuit breaker. Basically, it's not a lockdown, but a circuit breaker is where I don't know how to
You're
really.
not allowed.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to leave the house.
right. You're
Oh,
not you're not
no.
not that you're not allowed to. You can leave your home, but only for essential purposes, like seeing a
Yeah,
doctor, getting groceries, buying food. Yeah, but you're not supposed to
yeah,
like go to a friend's place. You'll get in trouble with that. But
yeah.
so
That's why I can't visit you.
yeah, that's right. Well, oh well. But anyway, today's episode, okay, I think we had a lot of fun in the last episode. Then today's episode,
Right.
I was thinking like, because our show is called Jelly S.O.S, right? Seeds of Success. So we have talked a lot about seeds, right, Kelly? I think we
Yes.
spent the last 4 episodes talking about seeds, and I think I just wanted to like for us to talk about the idea of success in our
Oh,
seeds of success, right? Because everyone's like talking about success, like I want to become successful, I want to achieve success in my life, and
right.
we all know that in DCI or in like DiamondX activities, when we visit like cities around the world, people all over the world, they share their thoughts with us, right? They ask questions. So Kelly, maybe you want to tell us about like what the findings are like after talking to so many people.
I think like especially we travel a lot in for DCI tours in around the world, and we've met many people, and we feel that a lot of it boils down to 5 key goals that we talk about here. And of course, firstly would be your financial goals, and then the second part would be about your relationship. After you have a good relationship, you want to have good health, right? A totally healthy body, yes, like Jean, right? She's doing the weightlifting and stuff like that. So to be healthy. And then the fourth goal is having to have a peaceful state of mind, right? If you imagine you have all the things in front of you, you have money, you have good relationship, you have a healthy body, but you couldn't have a peace of mind. And
Right.
then you feel stressed and everything, and you feel down, you feel depressed, and it's terrible. Like
So
you can't enjoy what you have.
Kelly, can we also
And
say that peace of mind actually might sound kind of like distant to some people? Can we say that it's peace of mind also means like happiness, like we feel happy from inside out and not like depending on
right,
stuff.
right, right. And in fact, we say the first 3 goals are more physical, the tangible stuff.
External, right? Outside
Yeah,
goals.
external. Yeah, outside goals. Whereas the last 2 goals, which is more inside the inner part, which you
Right.
said you talk about. I mentioned the peace of mind, but it could also mean happiness, the
Right.
feeling that you have, right? Feeling happy with yourself, with everything around you. And then the last goal that is also a state of mind is to be able to help other people, which we could call the superhero, right? So that's the main goals that people want to, like, even when we ask people why do they want more money, is to help more people. It's the same idea of wanting to be able to help more people, that superhero that we talk about, right,
But I guess
earlier
like
in
for
the last.
today's discussion, then in a way that these 5 goals, they are not comprehensive in a way. They are like the kind of like the 5 goals that most people uh want to have. They are like the recurring goals that people have like the other, like we voted top 5 goals kind of idea, right? Then
Yeah.
again, I guess like there's some questions that people would have to ask is that, you know, do I necessarily need to have all 5 goals, or, you know, what's success? You know, like how do we define success? Does it mean that only if I achieve these 5 goals, I'm considered successful? So what's the take, like, you know, like according to the seed system, like maybe from the seed system point of view, how would we define success?
I feel success is a very individual thing. Like your success and my success may be different. And there are people who feel that, oh, I just want to have peace of mind. I don't need anything else. And there are people who, oh, I just want money. I don't need anything else. That kind of thing. So success is a very individual thing. And we see success is always coming from your seeds. So it's totally, it may be different from you and me. And I've met someone who said for her, her success is to be a housewife. So
Really?
yeah. So who's to say that you must be a multi-millionaire in order to be successful? So it's a very...
Or who am I to say that her idea or her definition of success is wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's no definite definition of success, because everybody's success means different thing. Right.
Yeah, because I was like doing a Google search before we have this call. I was like, okay, I need to get prepared, right? And then I did a Google search, or you just go to Google and you type in the word success. The dictionary gives you the definition of success is basically the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. So in other words, then it kind of brings me back to the first step of the 4 steps, which is to set a goal, right? Define what you want in a single sentence. And it gets me thinking then we all have different goals. So in other words, then like what Kelly just said is that your kind of like idea or your definition of success may be different from mine, and who's to compare? I feel like there's challenges going on. Why I talk about comparing? Because I did another research. I mean, thanks to Google, it's so easy to get some information, but of course you need to do some fact checking, right? And also I just wanted to pick this article because it says a really interesting thing is that they open with this is that, have you ever compared yourself to somebody else? Because why it says this, like, have you ever like either put yourself on a pedestal or you put somebody else on a pedestal? In a way, like I think what they're trying to say is that we have a tendency to see success as like coming from its own side rather than coming from me, right? Which is why there's this comparison of, oh, you're more successful than me. I'm more successful than you. So when that goes on, right, it's kind of like defeats the idea of remembering the pen, right, Kelly? Can you say that?
Yes, I feel so. Like, for instance, if I'm comparing, I feel there's a form of judgment in there.
Right.
Like I'm judging, you're better or I'm better. I feel it's like when you first talk about putting on pedestal, I was thinking of another aspect of aspiration. Like you have someone like Bill Gates or aspire. That's a I aspire to be that someone. Then I think it's a totally different with what you said later on, which is the comparing, like between me and you, who's more successful, and then we compare them. But then it's a two different feeling. The aspiring to be is I hope to follow this person's footsteps, to become them, to be that successful, to help more people. But if I'm comparing with you to say who's better or who's doing gooder stuff or better stuff.
Gooder than you.
Yeah, I'm the goodest or whatever.
I'm the most goodest person. I'm the most successful person. I'm the goodest.
Yeah.
Can you be gooder than the goodest?
Yeah. So it's kind of like who's a better do-gooder in a way, right? Then it defeats the purpose of us doing good, because when we are doing that comparing, right, it's a mental state of mind of, I feel there's a certain level of jealousy in there,
Mm.
Right?
Why would I be
Because
jealous of somebody who's worse than me? Come on.
oh, okay. Then it comes to a level of if it's someone lower, then there may be a certain level of pride. I'm
Wow.
better. Right. But if I'm looking at someone who's better than me, then maybe a certain tint of jealousy or envy in it. Right. But then again, coming back to the pen, all
Right.
these people that we see outside, better than someone who's not as good as me, or lower than me, or someone who's better than me, where is it coming from? My good seeds,
Right.
good
Right.
or bad seeds, depending on what you feel. Right. So when we are comparing, who are we really comparing?
Mm.
Our seeds, because it's all coming from our seeds. So what's the point of comparing? Right?
I also feel that it's unhealthy in a way that number one, obviously we forget about like where things are coming from, like my seeds and the hidden potential, right? For me to
Yeah.
become to aspire to follow in the footsteps of somebody versus me benchmarking myself against somebody else's definition of success, because it's like comparing apples to oranges, right? And I like this example. Like there's this story, I can't remember exactly where it is. I think it's Einstein, but something like along the lines of like if you judge an elephant's ability to swim according to the fish's ability to swim, what? I mean, that's not the exact quote, okay? I'm just like making up along the way, but you get the idea. Like there's this tendency even for
common ground.
Yeah,
there's no common ground.
But I feel that even if there's a common ground, why are we even comparing? Like, let's talk about the difference first, okay? For example, I just thought about this idea that like let's say, right, I aspire to become like let's say J.K. Rowling, right? I have a picture of her right there, right, to motivate me. But then my question is like, when I first started, I start feeling that this is the benchmark of success. And if I don't become like her, I'm not successful. I feel lousy. I'm a failure.
Yeah.
But then along the way, as I start to understand the idea of the pen, the idea of hidden potential, and the idea of seeds with more intensity, right? I get to understand it better. I start to think about how, wait a minute, it doesn't mean that the success is coming from its own side. Meaning to say, I shouldn't be comparing or benchmarking myself against her. I can use her as a role model. I think that's cool. But I don't need to make myself feel lousy that if I don't hit her, her level, or her, not level, I mean her kind of like achievement. Yeah, exactly. Her achievement, that makes me a failure.
Right.
Maybe my definition of success, it's different, right? I don't want to be exactly like her, come on, right?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of what you said is totally true, where you said that aspiring to be her is a good thing, but it's not about comparing, because she is where she is because she has planted her seeds before to be where she is.
That's great.
Right? So you never know you never know if you can plant your own seeds. You can even surpass her. You can surpass her. You can be more successful.
But there's this thing about, okay, I'm gonna pick a fight with you right now, because we just said not comparing, and you say we're gonna surpass her. But I disagree, because I feel that there's no comparison to begin with. I have no interest to surpass her. I have no interest to be more successful than her. I feel that everyone can be successful in their own right.
Yeah.
Like in the housewives, the example that you gave, in her own right, she's successful. And who's to fault her for that?
Yeah.
We can't have another housewife coming to her and telling her I'm a more successful housewife than you. On what basis? Like, hello, I cook 5 dishes while you cook 3?
Now, that again boils down to how do you see J.K. Rowling as successful? Your definition of success may be not the same as how she defined herself being successful.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good
so what I'm saying is, as you see that her being successful in a certain way, she wrote 10 books. So if you surpass her could mean that I wrote 20 books in that sense. So your definition of seeing her success and herself seeing her success is totally different. So
who am I comparing?
what I mean is it could surpass in that sense of your way of seeing her success.
Okay, that's good. I think that's a good, cool way to take on it. Meaning to say, like, when I see her success, it's my definition of her success.
Exactly, that's my point.
So what I shouldn't be doing is to benchmark myself against my definition of her success. Instead, I should just like aspire and like be wowed by, you know, her achievements and like, you know, like work towards my own definition of success. Like, you know, I can think maybe that's how do I say, my definition of her success could be what I want to get to, but it doesn't mean that it's her definition of success.
Yeah, exactly. So if we talk about success, mind blowing. But when you talk about success, I think that cool thing which reminds me a thought of like the part we talk about coffee meditation. So being happy about her success, which how you feel her success is, you can totally be coffee meditating on it, and you are planting more good seeds for yourself.
Wow. Okay.
Because you're happy to see her success.
So I just want to say, like, because like when we talk about this whole this word success, right? People seem to have a very fixated, a very fixed, right, definition of success that's coming from its own side. Meaning like, you know, it's like they it's so strange, right? Because now that we have debunked it in a sense that you know, it's our definition of success, what we see, right, that defines success. So instead of trying to benchmark or trying to like beat somebody or trying to like compare ourselves or like feel lousy, who are we benchmarking against ultimately, right? It's us. It's me. It's my definition.
Yeah. I think what you said really triggered me too. It reminded me of like a lot of people whom I met when I like asked them to share about what did they achieve or what success they get, and they feel very shy about it. They feel like, oh, I'm not successful enough yet to share. So they have the feeling of so I'm curious. Then I said, what's success? I mean, how successful in order to be able to share? So at what level is there a term or a level to reach to say that, oh, I'm successful, I'm at that level of success, then I can share? So a lot of people have that misconception that successful is some level that we have to get to or some level that we have to achieve to. So it is totally what we are talking about here is success to everyone is totally different.
Yeah.
And maybe I would like to ask you, what would be for you to mean like you achieved your success?
I feel I also began with the idea of success as this like big, well, I want to become successful, right? And I wasn't able to kind of like define it, you know. I would say I wasn't able to define it, but I was seeing success as like an external, something like I need to reach,
Get to,
like something to get to, like something that's coming from its own side, you know, using the pen terms, right? Then I felt very stressed out because I feel like I'm not successful enough. I started to have to like I started to like compare myself with what I see as successful individuals, like successful people. And then I started to feel small. It's like, oh, I'm not good enough. I mean, my God, they are so successful, but I'm not. Because it's like a very far away thing, success, right? But then like, you know, like I would say recently, but you know, I started to have a change in my understanding of success when I start to contemplate on the pen story as in the idea of hidden potential and the idea of seeds. Then I started to think about how, wait a minute, if according to Google's definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose, I'm successful in many areas. I may not be successful in the bigger kind of goals yet, but in the smaller goals that I set myself, you know, I set for myself, I'm achieving these goals, then that makes me successful in that areas. So I feel that we need to stop using blanket, you know, like taking a blanket and we just like, we have a blanket term that covers the whole idea of success. We need to start seeing success in small little ways, which is why people say like, celebrate your small wins.
Yeah.
Like even like, for example, I'm successful. Like, what do I mean by successful? My chief was, my goal, for example, was to complete reading a book. And if I do, I'm successful in that area.
Yeah. You achieved your goal.
I achieved my goal. Because
success.
now that we're talking about this idea of success, I'm very excited because like based on my research, right, on Google, is that when not only do I see like one definition of success by Google itself, the dictionary, there are articles that show you the many definitions of success by different people. So if I were to benchmark my idea of success against their success, I'll be miserable. So if they can have their own definition of success, so can I.
Yeah, totally.
I just need to decide, right? It goes back to the 4 steps. I just need to go back to step 1. Step 1, my goal, achieve it, I'm successful in that area. Okay, if step 1, I wanna make like, for example, I wanna achieve like my business makes hits a, for example, okay, my business hits its sales target of maybe like 1 million this year, for example, right? If I hit that, I'm successful in that goal, right? But it's possible I'm not successful in the aspect of my relationships. So we need to stop trying to do blanket terms that I'm successful, but you're not. But the question we should ask is, in which area, in what aspect?
Yeah.
Then I will just keep talking because I'm really excited, right? It's that the next website that I got to look at is Tony Robbins. It talks about how to be successful. The first point he said is define success. You define your own success. And then the next thing he said is adopt the right mindset. Meaning to say, I guess, is what we talk about to stop, define my success, right? If I have to benchmark anything, benchmark myself against my own goal and not benchmark myself against somebody else's definition of success. So I'm done being excited. So I'm going to pass it back to you.
I feel it's very painful having to benchmark yourself against someone because your goal and my goal may be different. So what's the point of trying to meet someone's expectation rather to achieve my goals using the 4 steps? And as you said, like when we have a big goal, like I want to become a multimillionaire, right? And that's a big goal. But along the way, we can be setting small milestones to get there. And that could be your ultimate success. Then along the way, you are planning small successes to reach there. So who says you can't be doing that to reach the ultimate success? And again, someone's success could be just having to find a perfect husband and get married and have children. So again, that's their definition of success in life. Have a beautiful family. So who's there to fault you that, no, that should not be the right way to have success? So everybody's definition of success is totally different. But I think, as I said earlier, we tend to impose too much on ourselves. And you talk about the blanket. Sometimes I feel it's a wet blanket that we put on ourselves. So it's not just a normal blanket, but it's a wet one. And then it's like, then you feel, it's like, oh no, I'm not good enough. I'm not there yet. It's like, I'm not successful. So we tend to put that kind of wet blanket on ourselves, and it dampens your motivation, or rather to drive to get to where you want. So with the 4 steps, just plan it. You can get it there.
Yeah, I agree. Like we need to stop using blanket, right? We need to stop throwing wet blankets on ourselves. Stop using success like a big umbrella term that's existing from its own side, and start seeing and celebrating our small wins every day, right? Every small win is in a way we are achieving mini successes every day. If you think about that, success isn't this major one grand narrative that's going on. It's little things in life. Don't live your life to want to achieve this big bang, right? But find successes every day in life. I think every day we can find that. And I feel that if we can see the tiny seeds of success that we're planting every day, it goes back to Jelly S.O.S, okay? If you can start realizing that we are planting tiny seeds of success every day, and achieving small successes every day. And then
And
based on what
celebrate.
celebrate, like Kelly said, celebrate, right? And like what Kelly said in the last episode about how seeds grow. In other words, small successes, Kelly, right? Small successes will
Grow.
grow, and small successes will become bigger victories. And but stop comparing, start celebrating. In the small things that you do every day. And I think today we're just gonna leave it to here, because I think in the next episode we're gonna go on to talk about whether or not success means being perfect. Okay, we'll leave that to the next episode. I think that'll be more exciting, right, Kelly? What do you think?
Yeah, and I also would like to hear, what is your success? Maybe you can share with us and leave some comments and share with us what is success to you. Right?
Yeah. Or what do you think about what we said today? It's just a discussion. We're not preaching or anything. Okay, it's just like our discussion, and this is just our thoughts. We want to hear from you, so share with us, right, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah, we welcome your comments. Okay, so we'll see you in the next episode, where we will talk more about the idea of success. Okay, the concept of success, and about being perfect. Okay, so that success means being perfect. So we'll get to there, right, Kelly? We'll get there. So that's all for today's episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening in today, and we're really excited to have you. And yeah, I'll throw it to Kelly. What else do you want to say, Kelly?
I had a very nice conversation. That was quite a cool topic to talk about. So it was fun, and stay tuned.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned. Take care, and see you in the next episode of Jelly S.O.S. Bye-bye.
Bye.